Alright, just a quick one here looking at gold. I kind of reviewed it on Friday, but I'm just going to reiterate a little bit. I'm already in this, I'm in a long from down here at this key level. And now it's a case of waiting for the next play or see what happens next, see what comes next. I took the long out of from here. And I'm still in it now. I mean, my target was, in terms of weekly levels, my target is up here. Which would be crazy. I've already taken some profits here from this week, because that's a solid trade. But structurally, I see we step down, make a lower high, we step down again, and then here's our retracement, which is 50% roughly, and then we have this move, and instead of forming a lower low, we've potentially formed a higher low, and then we've moved out of that bullishly, with quite a good move. And if you look on the weekly, we've changed our state of delivery to bullish, having the previous week come below and close below these two candle opens. We've wicked to this key level, which is what created which is where the initial bounce came from, and then we closed above the previous week's bearish closure here, and closed above this gap, which I was considering to be the main resistance. So bear in mind, on the weekly we've closed above that now. I'm looking for continuation trades, with my bias being pretty bullish. Equally, if we don't clear this high, there's no reason why we won't be potentially continuing lower as well. I will just play with the cards that I'm dealt. You can see that this low here was swept. This high has not been. So those are kind of the outlying extremes that haven't been, that are going to be kind of magnetic for price to move through. We've got we've got one above and one below. There's no reason why we can't end up in either direction. And you can look at economics and the news, and then draw as many assumptions and conclusions as you like. But I'm just gonna do what the chart tells me to do here. We have got that level as well there, and then we've now got this level here. So yeah, that's all for now, I think. Yeah. This low is a target, this high is a target, this high, and this high. I think there's more above to target than there is below, realistically. But we'll see. Looking at the lower time frame, let's have a look at see if there's anything interesting in here that we could be. Yeah, I mean, look at that move. So yeah, I kind of don't want to see it come back down. I've actually got my stop loss, I think, is here. At the moment. That's because I've got this level here, and then this yellow box is the weekly level that I wanted to make. I wanted price to close above that to have conviction to leave my position open. We have then changed the state of delivery on the 4 hour and responded from this key level that has been made from this move here. So we could well come back to fill some of this imbalance here before moving, but that doesn't have to happen at all. Yeah, look at that. So who knows? We'll see. I think this is just going to continue. We might retest the I mean, I suppose really what key level is there? Look at that, I suppose. It's not the best one. I'm looking at this because this here is what broke out of this, but that wasn't a change in state of delivery in the first place. So so we could maybe see another tap into there and then higher. Or we could come down to one of these to test the low volume node to then go higher. Or if we don't get past this this level here or the value area high, then we can easily just trundle down, and if we come back down here, I'm thinking we're breaking this low and we're heading to the next. Oh, who knows? But we'll deal with that when we get to it. I'm just going to mark out the psychological levels again. Like so. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm gonna remove these arrows. I don't like trying to predict or assume or whatever. Truth is, for this entry here, I just had a I had this key level marked out as my only bullish scenario, you know, significant key level, and then we get a response of it. And I actually took a long from here, already, which kind of worked out a bit, and then didn't. I was out for a small loss on that one, and then we and then we came back to retest the key level. We couldn't break lower. And on the 1 hour, I took a change in. I took an entry on the change in state of delivery at that key level, because we tapped 4,500, having taken this, and as soon as we flipped here, I was in, and then we just carried on. That's just me having conviction in the higher time frame key level is what gave me that entry, and that's that. And the reason I chose that key level is because there's a gap here, and this is the change of state and delivery on the daily, and this is what created the move or the bounce after having consolidated, after having taken this low. And we had this huge wick as well, that got bought back up, and then on the weekly, we closed bullish. That's a crazy week. So I took that as therefore worth a punt on the retest here, and then we'll see where we end up. Right, let's have a